Namaste and a very warm welcome for today's evening session of Being Heartful Every Day. Today, we are in the 23rd week and day 155. This week, the quality is poise, a very important quality indeed. And Daji mentions that one quality of many that he really wanted to imbibe from Chariji Maharaj was this quality of poise. So, while going into today's session, let us start this evening session of BHED with a gentle reminder to share the link for the masterclasses with your friends and family. We also invite you to share the link of this program Being Heartful Every Day with your friends and family to help them to deepen their practices and bring regularization. We will start with our reading for today. The reading is The Art of Removing and Creating Habits. This article has been taken from our very own Heartfulness magazine. It is from 31st August 2021. In this article, Daji continues his series on refining habits in the light of Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga and current scientific and yogic principles and practices. Last month, he explored the second niyama of contentment, Santosh. This month, he shares his insight on the next niyama, known as tapas, which is often translated as austerity, but which has a much more interesting and exhilarating meaning. Shining simplicity. Simplicity is the final achievement. Frederick Chopin. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Leonardo da Vinci. Kriya Yoga. Externalization. Let's do a brief review of where we have traveled so far in refining our habits in the light of Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga. First, we explored the five yamas, the giving up of unhelpful habits, including violence and aggression, falsity, hypocrisy, and multiple personas, dishonesty, the pull of the senses towards the unregulated desires, possessiveness, and greed. Next, we have explored the first two niyamas, the filling of helpful qualities in the heart, purity, and contentment. We have also seen how each successful habit has followed naturally from the previous one. They build upon each other in a cynical way, like a positive feedback loop, creating a web of character changes that forms a firm foundation for our evolution. Patanjali considers the remaining three niyamas to be even more closely interrelated. They are tapas, austerity, swadhyaya, self study, and Ishwar pranidhan, that is, awareness of and surrender to God. And he defines them together as Kriya Yoga, yoga in action. Having worked to change our thought patterns, the results must now express in our outer behavior, in action. Up until now, it has all been about inner change, mental and emotional well being. But now, Patanjali turns to action. At the beginning of part 2 of his Yoga Sutras, the section on practice, Patanjali says, Tapaha Swadhyaye Shvara Pranidhanani Kriya Yoga. Austerity, self study, and God awareness together constitute Kriya Yoga, yoga in action. Samadhi, Bhavanarthaha, Klesha, Tanukarana, Thaska. It promotes meditation, flowering into Samadhi, and minimizes tensions. We are now externalizing our thinking and feeling into action. Kriya Yoga is the action that arises out of yoga, and it is made up of these three niyamas. Just as yoga is defined as chitta vritti nirodha, the state in which the the ideational choice making movement of the mind slows down and comes to a stop. Kriya Yoga arises out of that inner still state, free of any turbulence. But Kriya Yoga is actually more about the inner awareness and the choices that define our action in every moment. The awareness purifies our activities of any negative effects of ego, removing selfishness. It propels us away from a habitual way of living, driven by the past, to a life lived in the present. The second sutra above explains the results of Kriya Yoga. Through meditation, we experience samadhi, and at the same time, the complexities of our tensions, klesas, are removed. The advances in heartfulness during the last 150 years have made this whole process much easier because of yogic transmission, also known as pranahoti, and because of the cleaning process that removes the complexities from our system. With pranahoti, we experience the inner stillness of samadhi during meditation, and this transforms us from inside out. The three niyamas of Kriya Yoga then arise naturally as external expressions of that inner state. In fact, all the yamas and niyamas are expressions of the inner state of stillness. All the habits and qualities are contained in seed form in Pranahoti. At the time when Patanjali wrote the Yoga Sutras, however, the method was more laborious. Yogis practice Kriya Yoga in order to promote Samadhi. Now, is one approach better than the other? The reality is that both must go in parallel. Pranahoti makes it faster and simpler because we start by experiencing the inner state of Samadhi in heartfulness meditation. Cleaning also makes it faster and simpler because the complexities that block our awareness of the inner stillness are removed in an almost effortless way. But then the onus is on us to make sure we absorb the inner state and let it radiate from every atom of our being so that our actions are in sync. Otherwise, we lose the inner condition. Nature dictates that outer and inner must match. Otherwise, there is tension, and we slip back to the lower state due to entropy. Let us take a pause here and prepare ourselves for the universal prayer. Gently settle in, take a deep breath within and breathe out. Take a deep breath within and breathe out. Feel connected to the innermost core of your being. And from that space, let us all pray together that all brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. आइए हम सब ये प्रार्थना करें कि सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है। Very slowly and very gently come back to the present state. When you feel comfortable, gently open your eyes. A gentle reminder to all of you and myself to note down any reflection of the day, if we may have anything that we would want to submit in front of our master, or let go, or probably cultivate. Also a reminder to retire to bed with a bedtime prayer. Thank you everyone for joining us today in the Being Heartful Everyday session. See you all tomorrow at 6 a.m. हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। कल सुबह प्रातः 6 बजे मुलाकात होगी। थैंक यू।